Right now, some new players are building Hercules thinking he's going to carry their account, but in 2026 that decision may actually slow your progress down. And the worst part, on paper Hercules look insane. Big damage, big stun, big healing, but in real fights this is where everything starts to break. Now let me be very clear from where I'm actually coming. I have tested early game and mid game. I cannot say I'm late game in Heroes of History Epic Empire. I have been seeing Hercules used by beginners, and I fought against maxed setup where he completely disappeared. So this is not a theory, this is a real game experience. Even myself, I'm having Hercules and I use it on specific places. And this matter more than you think, because Hercules is a 5-star hero. That means if you're investing wrong, you're wasting time, resources, and most importantly, opportunities. And in this game, wrong investment don't just slow you, they punish you. Especially when it's so hard to get in folios. It's so hard to get food. Yo, on higher levels, the troops, the heroes are requesting some crazy amount of food. I personally struggle from food. So yeah, wrong investment can slow you down by a lot. So let's answer the real question. Is Hercules worth in 2026? And the answer is yes, but also no. And this is where everything gets interesting. Let's start with why players get bited. Hercules has area damage around himself, it's like 2.5, a stun for 1.5, here we're talking about level 40, and a massive self-healing, over 1.6 thousand percentage. So I remember back in the days when I get him for the first time, I make little review, little video there, and I was like, oh my god, this hero is not looking something crazy. And then on my comments I actually get, yo bro, wait a little till you make his spell level 40. When he hit level 40 on his spell, he's going to be self-healing tank. And I kinda agree with that. But in same time, right now things are a little more different. So you look at that and think, wait, this guy tank and deals damage? Sound perfect. This basically sound perfect. And in early game it's kind of is. Yeah, at the early game it's kind of is, especially with the stun. 1.5 seconds. Do you know what this stun do? It stop recharging of the enemy spells. This is also huge bonus. When you first start playing, you log in, you build your first team, and everything feels easy. Enemies group up, they don't punish positioning, and Hercules jump into the pack, boom, and hits everybody. Stun them, heals, then you feel like you're basically genius using Hercules. But here's the problem, that version of the game is not the real game. That is something like tutorial phase, because once you move forward, everything change. And I personally start to experience this thing on myself, because right now I'm making transition around the mid game, and I start seeing that I was using some pretty solid strong combo early in the game, but right now the same combo cannot even perform close to what was performing back in the days. It's not that much the level, because I keep the levels up. And yeah, at the mid game and late game, things change. Just everything change. Now you enter in the mid game, you start doing harder campaigning stages, tough events, better enemy composition, and suddenly enemy don't just stand there, they spread, they burst fast, and they punish melee positioning. And now Hercules has a problem. And I see this thing over and over, especially on the campaigning. It may be funny on campaigning, but believe it or not, some people are struggling with specific number campaigning. And this is because they use a one team, this is especially for free-to-play players, they build one very solid team, something that I also do, But right now I expand my teams just because of the treasure hunt. But anyway, they built one team and they face something that is just they have zero chance winning that. I mean, you may get 3 stars on each campaign and hit one campaign and you cannot even get 1 star there. You get defeated there. I have witnessed this thing, and some players also have struggled because I see some comments. Yo guys, how to win this campaigning stage, this stage of the campaigning, that stage of campaigning. There is some reasons behind. Hercules needs to be in the middle of enemy to work. That is huge design, but here is the issue. In real fights, being in the middle is the worst place to be. The reason is you're just going to get killed. If you're not tank and if you're just a infantry and you end up at the middle, this is a place where you can get killed so fast. You go into a fight, you think, okay, Hercules will jump and carry. But what happened? He was forward, he get focused, and before his ability even cycle again, he's gone. The enemy just vanished that. And right now, one of the best tanks in Heroes of History Epic Empire is Caesar. Not because Caesar is something wild, but Caesar, when he taunted, have 3 seconds invisible. Just he cannot get killed for 3 seconds. And with the mid game and late game, this become more and more crucial, because the moment you get attention of everything, there is a decent chance you just get killed right there. Your hero get killed right there. Because Hercules is not failing because of stats, he's failing because of tempo. Other heroes deals damage from distance, control better, scales faster, and Hercules, he need time. Especially when you see his initial charge and regular charge. I mean, this 10 seconds, brother, 10 seconds, this is initial charge. There is a heroes with, for example, Tutankhamun, one of the new heroes. This bad boy have a taunt for 0.7 seconds. Because one time awakened, 0.7 seconds. This is one of the main problems of the Tutankhamun, because 0.7 seconds mean he get killed instantly. And some people want to use other healers that are very slow in healing, but anyway, just the tempo, just the tempo of Hercules is so slow till he actually make a hit and healed for this 1.6k healing. And Hercules, yeah, the Hercules is just, he needs time, and the game stops giving him that time at the mid game and at the late game. On paper, 185% area damage sound strong, but in practice is short range damage, is 2.5 around himself. That means fewer targets get hit, harder positioning, higher risk. So even though that the number look big, the real impact become smaller. Again, this is not targeting the biggest cluster, it's something that is around himself and is for like 2.5 range, which is not that much. Now let's talk about the biggest bait. This is the biggest bait of Hercules. This is the main reason I actually go and invest in this hero. The biggest bait, and this is the comment I actually receive when I get this hero. The healing. It sounds insane, huge percentage of his base damage. So players think he won't die, but here is the problem. Heals doesn't not save bad positioning. If Hercules is getting focused by multiple enemies, that heal isn't going to save him, because burst damage come faster, healing come after, and fights are shorter. So instead of being unkillable, he become predictable and basically very, very killable. Because yeah, for 10 seconds till the initial charge or 16 seconds till the regular charge, yo, if you got focused, maybe in like 3-4 seconds, maybe 5, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get killed. Period. So yeah. Now let's talk about the stun. Now the stun, is it? Yes, it's good, but it's short. And more importantly, it's tied to his ability timing. So if he used at the wrong time and he hit only one target, or dies early, you will lose all the value of the stun. If there is nobody around Hercules, you're going to stun nobody. And 1.5 seconds, come on, let's be honest. 1.5 seconds, that's nothing, brother. Nothing. I mean, I better get Beethoven, if you remember right. The good thing about, because he's having even bigger range. It's a very solid hero, by the way. But yeah, this turn, the bite is the healing. And this is something most players don't realize. On auto, Hercules is actually worse. He will run into bad positioning, use ability on wrong targets, waste stun, and you sit there thinking, why he's so weak? But I think the majority of the players start understanding, and I want to say something else here. At the early game, you can go with auto attacks. It's fine, you know. The early game or the beginners is something like tutorial. The game focus more over the dopamine hits, so you can clear everything very fast. But mid game and late game, the majority of the cases you want to go manual there. You want to go with your hands there, because it's going to be very tough and very hard, and you cannot count on the auto to actually positioning your heroes, especially if needing positioning. And in Hercules' case, you need positioning there. You cannot count on this auto to do everything for you. So you may start thinking for not only for Hercules, many heroes. Yo, why this hero is that weak? But here's the part nobody is talking about. Hercules is not bad, but he's unfinished. And this is where Awakening change everything. This is where the things actually change for Hercules. Awakening breakpoints. Now, at base level, Hercules is average. Let's be honest. I mean, this is, yeah, the healing is looking nice, is bite. But Hercules is average. But after Awakening 2, everything changed. His ability become faster. And it's actually way more faster. If you check it out, the second Awakening is initial charge minus 3 seconds. Regular charge minus 4.6 seconds. So from 10 seconds is actually becoming 7 seconds. From 16 seconds actually become 11.6 seconds, something like this, which is very nice, very nice. And everything changed like this. His ability became faster, much faster. We're not talking about 0.7 or 1.2 seconds. We're talking about 3 seconds from initial charge, 4.6 seconds from a regular charge. Not many heroes actually have this game-changing. Maybe I can actually say from Abraham Lincoln, but anyway, not many heroes have this game-changing right there. And yeah, his ability became faster, much faster. More ability uptimes mean more damage, more stuns, more healing. Now suddenly, he starts feel like a real hero. And no joke, if you have him like 7 seconds initial charge, 11 seconds regular charge, you start feeling that this hero actually matter. It's very funny. Hercules is not the only hero that you actually need some awakening to make him work, okay? It's just not the first hero that is like this. But it is what it is. He finally is going to start feeling like a real hero. But here is the catch. Getting to Awakening 2, it's not cheap, especially for new players. So now you face decision. Do you invest heavily, or do you build smarter heroes that on no awakening is going to help you? Because clearly Hercules need awakenings, need 2 awakenings. It's not the first one, it's actually the second one. Till you make this hero start firing up his ability way more faster. Now, the real player decision, your early game, you just pulled heroes. You're excited, but you also have other heroes, limited resources. If you dump everything into Hercules, you might regret it later. And honestly, yeah, maybe this at 2 Awakening is going to start worth it. your attention and time and your resources. But early game, just maybe it's going to be not a great idea to go for him. And this is where everything changed, because Hercules is not actually a bad hero. He's bad priority hero. And that's the difference. Changes how you should play the game entirely. Because he is bad priority hero. He's not have to be with priority. Yeah, I totally understand that some players, yo, Hercules is maybe my first or second hero in Heroes of History Epic Empire. I want to invest in this hero. I want to make him strong. I want to use my legendary heroes. But in the same time, prioritizing or having bad prioritizing of the heroes, it's just going to hurt your account. Yeah, Hercules is good, but it's not the priority hero. There should be other heroes that need priority. And here's the priority system. In Heroes of History Epic Empire, not all 5-star are equal. Some are scarce early, work without investment, fit many teams. Basically universal. And scales early. Others need heavy setup. Hercules is the second type. Hercules need heavy setup. It's not from the early scale and work without investment. And now I can say, for example, Medusa is very nice hero. She don't need awakening. She's actually getting pretty decent area. She do AoE damage. She do stun, very nice stun, and etc. And first attack, very solid hero. But Hercules is not this type of heroes. Same I can say for Maria Curie, solid hero. You don't need that much awakening of these heroes. But Hercules actually needs. Hercules need a heavy setup. Now let's go for comparison mindset. Some players think 5-star equals always worth it. But here is the problem. A good 4-star with synergy can outperform a weak 5-star. Now I honestly prefer having King Minos in the front lines from Hercules. Yes, King Minos is a 4-star hero, but he's having a shield. It's a tanky, getting defense, getting healing, and survive longer. Yes, King Minos can go to level 140 and Hercules can go to level 180, but brother, if you invest in the hero to 180, it's better be a good one, especially if you're mid game, because I don't think at early game somebody can go to level 180. Or even at the late game, still does this so much resources to make one hero like this. So yeah, a good 4-star with a synergy can outperform a weak 5-star hero. So you just join a fight. Your Hercules is leveled, but someone else use better synergy, better positioning, and suddenly your team lose, not because of stats, but because of decisions. And this is something that I learned when I start playing Heroes of History Epic Empire. My first arenas, I learned this thing on the hard way. I saw, I was like, oh my god, this dude is having like two-star hero in his team. It was low levels. The heroes was between level 30 and 40. And I was like, this dude is having like 2-star hero here? What is going on? Oh, easy peasy, because I was having epic heroes and 1 or 2 legendary. I get beaten. I just get beaten from a 2-star. So the better synergy heroes, just the better. The game in 2026 is faster, more damage, better scaling heroes, more control effects, and that makes slow melee AoE heroes weaker. Because Hercules is a slow melee AoE. One of the things is he's slow, as I already mentioned, 10 seconds initial, 16 seconds regular, but the other bad thing is he's a melee, so he's in the front lines. Even if you put him behind, he's going to go in the front lines. So this even make his survivability question mark. Are he going to survive? Are he not going to survive? This is where Hercules struggle the most. Late game is where the Hercules struggle, because enemy bursts faster, positioning matter more, farts are cleaner, and Hercules, he need chaos to shine. When Hercules is actually good, now already we talk about how bad he is from time to time, but yeah, when Hercules is actually good. Now let's be fair, Hercules is good when enemy group up, so you need somebody to do a taunt or something like this around, or to be around Hercules. Fight will last longer because in the, fast fights, Hercules may not even be able to fire up his ability. Imagine have a hero that get killed without even be able to fire up his ability. It's going to be annoying. You control positioning. This is the other thing. You control positioning. That means you may have some heroes with the stun, Medusa, Beethoven. You may have heroes with the taunt, King Minus, Otto, Caesar, Philip. I mean, they just Isabel the First. There's just so many heroes with the taunt. So early game, yes, early game is good. Some PvE, yes. In some PvE scenario, he's also going to be. But in competitive play, he fails off. Because players spread quickly, burst quickly, punish melee drives, and this is why you don't see him at priority pick. You're not going to see Hercules that much in the arena. Even I don't use him in the arena. Now I use heroes like Achilles, I use some other heroes, but I'm never going to use a Hercules in the arena. Yeah, he may have stun, but he may never trigger this stun. And I'm like pretty sure from 10 battles, 7 from these 10 battles, Hercules may not even be able to fire up his ability, the 10 seconds ability. Now again, he may shine at the second awakening, but you know, this is a very big waiting, especially for free-to-play players. Now, most beginners make this mistake. They invest into what feels strong early, not what skills later. And Hercules is perfect example for this trap, because Hercules is shining early, okay? And you know, when you start playing some game, you see that this hero, for example, is very strong, and you're like, I want to invest in this hero. Let's make this, especially when the hero is legendary. You know, it's not like 2-star or 3-star, because you know those heroes is going to fall behind at some point, because they're like 2 or 3 star. You have 4-star, you have 5-star, but if the hero is like 5-star, this actually can be your beginner trap. I fall in this trap. I think every person has fallen in this trap. He gets some hero, he see that hero is doing some good job, he invests heavily, and at one point this hero is not that strong. Every upgrade you put into the Hercules is something you don't put into better heroes, better synergy, better progression, and this is the hidden cost. You just spent your resources at the wrong place. Now I'm planning to make a tier list again for some infantry heroes. I mean, infantry tier list, or maybe it's going to be melee tier list. I plan to do a lot of tier lists here, just to show the people which heroes I believe is the best heroes right now in Heroes of History Epic Empire. So don't forget to hit one like, also subscribe if you're interested in this thing. Now this is the part that hurts the most, because you don't feel this immediately, you feel later, when your account slows down. This is actually when, and it happened to me. I mean, I start not using specific hero, and I want to get his folio back, okay? I want to get the folio back because I don't use this hero, but I already invest in this hero, or I get lucky with the folios in the treasure hunt, for example, and you know, I put it on two or 3 heroes, and at one point I finish my folios, or just there is just so many folios that is asked for the next level, and I don't have them, and I want to get these folios that I spent when I was having more at heroes that is just the value fell behind with the progression in the game. So what should you actually do? Use him. Now here's what you should do with the Hercules. Use him early game, temporary frontline, learning fights, but do not over invest early in him. Do not over invest in him. Again, early game, temporary frontline, learning fights. This is what you can do with Hercules. As your progress, start replacing slowly, not instantly, because he still has a value. So when you're progressing, at one point you're going to replace him, but he still has some value, you know. You cannot progress him that fast. So the final truth is Hercules is not useless. I want to point out this thing because people may get the impression, yo Burgers, why are you spitting on Hercules? I'm not spitting on Hercules. He's just not future proof, you know. This is not the late game hero, and that's the real answer I have for you. This hero is not the end game hero, but still in the early game, and I can say early mid game, is going to be very, very good for you. So yeah guys, this is going to be for this video. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you go that far in this video, make sure hit one like on this video. Like this, you're going to tip my work, and subscribe for more Heroes of History Epic Empire videos. I'm Burgers. I wish you a great day. Here I'm going to put one other video that it can be also interesting for you if this one was actually interesting for you. And yeah, again, wish you a great day and see you in the next video.